fight single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to
unlicensed
therapy with Ari Mannis.
And you like older chicks. So you're probably emotionally mature.
Not as much anymore.
No?
No.
How old's your girlfriend now?
She's 32.
Okay, then. That means she's 4 years older than you.
But
that's old. That's all.
But that's like closer in
That's if you first off.
But sometimes she's 3 years older.
As a man, if the girl's older than you at all, that's kind of an older chick.
Right. That's
because,
the joke
like, for
we can
example,
make.
my girlfriend's 10 years younger than me.
Yeah.
I'm dating a 23-year-old chick.
So I actually heard. Okay, that's sick.
Thank you.
But
and that's sick that you're dating a MILF too.
Yeah, she doesn't have kids.
Yeah, but she's MILF.
But she's motherly.
Yeah,
you know,
she's MILF. Age.
Women
she should have kids.
Naturally, they're motherly.
If she wasn't an
only
LA,
a woman
New York
can be
girl,
a mother.
Yeah, true. If that's true, and if she wasn't living in New York City, if she was living in like Texas,
right,
she'd have a baby.
She'd have babies,
or she'd be a loser who didn't succeed as being a mother.
Totally.
Yeah.
Dead end.
But in New York or LA, that's totally fine.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm ever gonna have kids.
Yeah, I don't. Neither am I.
You know what she did? She froze her eggs.
Oh, she did. Okay, so she still wants to be a mom, kind of.
Yeah, but like later, you know.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a strong, independent MILF.
Yeah. Everyone's freezing their eggs now.
I'm not.
I can't.
I would if I could, though.
You could freeze your nut.
I heard that you can't sell sperm anymore. It's really hard. You have to be like a doctor.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Because people wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to buy
You don't think
sperm.
anybody wants to podcast sperm?
I have a college degree. Does that count for anything?
I don't.
Do you have one of those?
I don't know. No.
See? Freaking educated.
You're astute.
I'm astute. I'm doing good. And I wrote down some questions for you.
That's okay.
Here's the first one. If you could change any laws, it could be multiple, so we can go down the list if you have multiple, or you could think of one. What would you change?
Open the borders.
So you'd have free border, just free for all.
Free for all.
Is that in the U.S.? Is that Canada or the world? Globally?
All over.
We can go anywhere we want.
Anywhere you want.
Where would you go?
Anytime.
I'd want to go to North Korea.
You'd want to go there?
Fuck yeah. I want to meet Kim Jong-un. I want to shake his hand.
Do you think you guys would get along? You're both like slightly autistic.
Well, thank you. There's a language barrier that might be the biggest factor.
Mm-hmm.
But I
think
could
just point to stuff.
He looks like a guy I'd like.
Yeah.
Okay. He's chubby.
Go ahead.
And I'm not chubby necessarily, but I identify as a chubby man. Like I like food a lot.
Sure.
I binge eat.
Yeah. You'd say you have chubby vibes.
I have a food addiction.
Yeah,
so
but don't
I
we
really?
all?
Yeah, but I really
because I'm always eating.
I just
every day.
I used to hate fat people. Not hate. Hate's too strong a word, but I used to be judgmental and be like grossed out by fat people and was like fat phobic. Right. But I realized it's because I should be fat.
But you're not.
And so I identify as a fat person.
I honestly should be too.
Yeah.
I eat like garbage.
Yeah, we were just blessed with a little bit better genetics.
Yeah, I just got the metabolism somehow. So you know when like people say that hate is a strong word?
Yeah.
But they always say that after they say they hate the thing.
I overuse the word hate.
So you're like, I hate this. Well, that's a strong word.
Yeah, or I hate that person. I realize I don't hate them. I just don't like them. Because hate is for me is like
it does see like you're like kind of preempting like I'm a good guy.
But I mean it when I say it because I realize after I say, oh, I hate fat people, it's like hate means I want to kill them to me, kind of like I wouldn't be sad if they did.
I don't see as like hate as I want to kill them.
What do you just I don't.
Hate to me is just like yuck. Like I don't like them. That bothers me.
Yeah, I'll put that in the light category.
Yeah. I don't even think hate is that strong of word.
Hate is visceral for me, where I'm like thinking about them when I'm going to sleep. Like fucking hate that guy. Like,
right.
That's hate.
He fucking disgusts me.
Yeah, that person sucks. I want them to fail in life. Like that's hate. But dislike is more like I don't want to be around that person.
Yeah. So you're kind of more body positive now.
Yeah, more body positive now.
Yeah, we all are.
I have a little bit of a dad bod now. I used to be kind of not shredded, but just a thinner guy. And
sure,
as I get older, the dad bod hits me, and I'm like, oh, I kind of feel for fat people now.
Mm-hmm.
I realize a fat person watching this is gonna be like, I hate this person.
Yeah, that's true because I don't even think the dad bod is, it's a subjective thing.
That's the crazy part is like I'm very self-conscious of my body. I don't like taking my shirt off. I look at myself in the mirror. I'm a little disgusted.
Why even look?
To motivate myself to
Does
get
it
rid of
help?
it. If you walk around, or for me, you have a better body than me. But if I walk around without a shirt
You don't know
on,
that.
I know it. I could
Okay.
tell. I'm really good at looking at someone. I'm imagining you naked right now.
I'm really good at looking at someone
And knowing what they look
What
like
a-
naked.
that's a
both men
skill.
and women. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like nipple size, everything.
Nipple size. You know what? I shaved my chest. I just you don't have. I personally didn't have like a lot of body hair for a while, and then all of a sudden I was like, boom! Oh shit!
I'm a man.
I'm like, oh, I got chest hair. Like, and then like 3 months ago I shaved it.
I actually knew that you shaved it
Okay,
because I'm that good.
but this was 3 months ago, so we're back. We're back. We're back, baby.
Yeah, okay, I'm not that good.
But I shaved it, and it's crazy. I was like, oh, I need this hair to grow back immediately because I actually have small, which you probably knew. I got some teeny tiny nips.
honestly, way better to have tiny nips than too big of nips.
Of course.
At the end of the day, you want as small nips as you can get.
Happy about it, but I was like, oh, this is new. You never get insecure about a new thing.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
You got a great bod. Forget. Oh yeah. So if I don't wear a t-shirt around the house, I will end up doing more push-ups and more sit-ups than I would if I was wearing a shirt because I look at myself. I'm like,
Just push-ups and sit-ups, huh?
Honestly, if you do push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups are nice too if you can, if you have a pull-up bar.
Yeah.
But even if you don't, if you do enough push-ups and sit-ups, you can get in great shape.
This is kind of like
that.
a push-up and sit-up state,
I didn't know that.
like California.
I
I feel like it's more like, you know what I mean? Like I live in New York, that's more of like a chest press.
You'd think New York would also be a push-up, sit-up state because everyone has tiny apartments where that's kind of all you can do.
It's
unless
more
you
of
go
a
to the
chest
gym.
press kind of like bench press kind of state.
I went to high school in New Mexico. That's where I kind of became a push-up, sit-up guy.
Yeah, see, I think the hotter states are more like that.
Yeah.
I think a colder state is more like a cardio place.
That I believe it. It makes sense.
You know what I mean? People like to get out in the cold and just run. They like it, like in New York especially, it's like painful almost. People are always running.
Do you ever do that? Cold running?
Yeah, I do a cold run.
Damn.
Yeah.
I bet it's really refreshing and like
It hurts.
For me, I have sensitive ears. So if
Yeah.
I run out in the cold, I get back and it hurts.
Oh,
but
well,
not,
let me
not
tell you.
Yeah, that's what hurts the most. My
Let
ears.
me tell you a little secret. I got these like Nike earmuffs. They lay flat.
Mm-hmm.
I run in that.
I wonder if that would be enough for me. I have that sense that even if the tips get cold, I'm just
They're covering the ears.
all right.
They're like those
I'll
bad
get 'em.
boys you got on.
I'll get them.
Yeah. I'll send you the link.
So back to this
Kim Jong-un.
thing about opening the borders. Did you put a lot of thought into that? Did that just pop into your head?
Well, I mean, it was
wanna
my
know.
first instinct, and that's kind of so. I think that's kind of what I believe in. I mean, you didn't give me the questions preemptively, so I haven't actually put any
No,
thought
totally.
into it.
I agree.
But I don't want to put any thought into it.
So let's
I think because if I put any thought into opening the borders, it's going to get messy.
now. If we open the borders, would you want, for example, like a lot of Mexicans would be in LA, more so than we already have. We have a lot.
Good.
You want them?
Good. I don't live here.
Oh, true. Okay, so for New York, you'd
I would
have
probably visit less.
New York. What? There's not really any countries near New York, huh? Other countries, Canada maybe. You'd have a lot of Canadians, which you are already.
Yeah, I'm already Canadian. So yeah, but I just think, it's all just lines on a map, baby.
I think the world's heading in that direction. I think the world with the internet, it's becoming much smaller. Borders are mattering less and less for the most part, obviously.
Yeah, because I'm like, I already see people over there doing that.
And as Americans,
Come do that here.
What country do you really want to go to besides North Korea that you can't go to? We can go basically anywhere.
Yeah,
But we can't live anywhere.
Oh, I'm super up on geopolitical shit,
Are you actually?
kind of.
Yeah. Tell me educate me. What's going on in Turkey?
I mean, there's just a massive
Earthquake?
like the size of the UK.
So did people die?
A
lot of people
they
died?
can't even
What?
name the number.
And when did this happen?
Like last week.
It's crazy that
There's, like,
I'm so
people-
oblivious to the world. I didn't know that it happened.
There's like people buried and buildings. They're finding people. It's like
That's sad.
you know what I think about is what I've been thinking about is like, you know, our biggest like kind of disaster was like, you know, you say Katrina or like you know, 9/11.
9/11, right?
9/11 is like 4,000 people.
That's all it was. I mean, that's a lot, but
Yeah, but
so in my head, I thought it was like 11,000 people.
it's not bad. It's not
9/11.
bad.
4,000. I mean, but
This is up to like 20,000.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference.
Go ahead.
So, of course, this earthquake and Katrina are incredibly sad, but that's like God. You know, we can't really do anything about it much.
You think that's God?
Whatever. It's natural. 9/11 is like a dude saying, "Fuck America, I'm gonna kill as many people as I can." So it's more.
But that was also God.
Yeah, true. They're both God.
They're both God.
Okay, God was a bad example to use, but one was like, okay, it was natural, sad, but kind of it happens, and there's not really anything you can do about it, really.
Sure. I mean, if you believe in like God, then you're like, okay, then all the different gods are still the same God, but he split up his gods because he was like bored, and this is like a side project.
I believe in the Holy Trinity: Jesus Christ,
Jesus
God,
Christ, our Lord.
Yeah, our Savior. So that's the
You're
God
not
I'm
Jewish?
talking about. I mean, technically, I'm
Are
Jewish.
Jewish people the Holy Trinity?
No,
No.
No.
You know, I grew up Catholic.
Yeah. Okay. So you believe in the Holy Trinity as well?
Yeah,
Cheers.
Confirmed to the church. Sure, cheers to that. I haven't been in a while.
Neither have I. I've never been.
But I used to have to go to like, you know, Wednesday catechism, which I hated because that's when like Lost was on. So just super. Yeah, that's when Lost came on. So I you know, I was recording Lost on a VHS and waking up and watching it in the morning before school. But
Honestly, I feel you. I used to miss karate class for the Power Rangers, so I get
dude,
it.
that's why you're not a karate master right now.
True.
If you went to karate, you could be a Power Ranger.
It's true. I'd be closer.
Yeah, you're fucked up. But anyways, I went to a church and it was like all Italian. So I was just like super confused why we weren't Italian.
There's Italians in Canada?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah,
I
in
thought-
Vancouver, there's a big Italian community. They got a festival, Italian Day on Commercial Drive.
Wow. So maybe more Italians in Canada than the U.S.
I don't know. I think there's a lot on the East
or
Coast.
percentage-wise. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
America has the most of everything. There's probably more Italians in America than Italy.
I mean, it is crazy for I feel like Italians to come and, you know, you feel like they get off in Ellis Island or whatever and then also be like, yeah, we're going to go to the other side. And they don't strike me as like travelers, you know?
It's weird, and this has kind of probably been talked about a lot, but it's weird that Italians used to be like prejudiced against Italians. Now they're just white people.
Yeah. Yeah. My girlfriend's Italian.
Yeah.
So.
And do you ever call her like, what's the slang? What's like the N-word for Italians?
I see. I don't even want to learn it.
Oh, it's the thing. I don't remember the word now, but I'd be calling my girlfriend that all the time. Probably.
Like WAP or something?
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
It's too funny sounding.
Yeah.
How do you get mad at that?
Yeah.
It's an onomatopoeia.
I mean, everyone has their equivalent to the N-word, but it's not actually because it's not.
Totally. It's
not
just
the same.
I think we've always tried to create a kind of word for each kind of person.
You have to.
And they've never been equal.
Mm-mm.
And that's why we're not equal.
Yeah, like cracker.
Yeah.
That might be the best one. I mean, the least offensive one.
I think that was offensive in like the 90s, but you kind of, you know what I mean? It hasn't stood the test of time.
Not only could I not imagine getting offended by someone calling me a cracker, if I saw someone getting offended by being that, I would don't know how to relate to it.
I mean,
I don't know how to feel for them.
You call me a cracker, I'm going to want a snack.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
So are there any other laws you would change besides open borders?
You know, I haven't really thought about other laws that I would change because I don't feel like I'm in a position to be even thinking about that.
The reason why this came about is on the way over here.
There's laws I might add.
Okay, let's hear one.
Like I think
you want to be more strict.
There's some points where I would make a law about like inflation. You know what I mean? Or like the amount of money someone could have.
You'd cap someone's money, and what do you mean by inflation? Like limit how much things get inflated?
Yeah, I think I would cap someone's money, and then if they're making more than that, the money goes back into like circulation to like people.
But that would restrict.
It's more like taxes on like billionaires is what I would do.
So I'm for increasing billionaire taxes, but I don't want to limit someone's income because that limits their motivation. You know what I mean? If someone said, "Oh, the most you could make is $1 billion," and obviously no one needs more than $1 billion, but if that was the limit, then if I was reaching that, I'd be like, I'm going to stop working so hard.
Yeah,
that's kinda
but
lame.
then don't you think somebody else would come and create something even like better, and then they would become a billionaire, and then
But you
then
could
they
still
would
do
cap
that.
out?
You could still do that, is what I'm saying. Like, just because Jeff Bezos has $100 billion doesn't mean that he's taking our $1 billion.
No, I don't think that because I'm not a person who thinks because they have that I don't have that.
That's what I'm saying.
You know.
So why limit their money? Because it's not taking.
I guess what I would
Yeah.
want is like actual taxes. Like, you know what I mean? They should be taxed.
Right. There's some loopholes where rich people they don't pay taxes.
Yeah, and I think we should be executing people at a certain age, but
What age?
Like 65.
65, you're dead.
Boom.
What
Clapped
about
up.
moving them to a senior citizen country?
I like this idea.
Like-
it just depends on
Like
the
in
country.
Australia, but instead of criminals, for
Yeah,
old
maybe like
people.
Antarctica. I mean, nobody lives there. Seems
Oh,
like
that'd be a hard place to live.
for like an old person and
that
their
would not
bones.
be good for their bones. Yeah.
Well, but we don't care, you know. You put them in a senior citizen home. It's like the people are manipulating them.
What
anyway.
about-
why not let the cold and the temperature manipulate them?
Yeah, it's not a bad philosophy. I think maybe I'm for killing off the old people if they are just living off of their Social Security and not contributing anymore. But if they built up enough wealth to where they could pay us to take care of them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with it.
Cool.
If they have enough money. But yeah, poor old person, kill them.
Get them.
Send them some Antarctica, like you said.
Yeah.
If you could survive out in Antarctica, you could live.
You can live as long as you,
You
want.
could kill a
You live forever.
walrus. Yeah. Okay. The reason I thought about that question is I was watching a video of how international waters,
Mm-hmm.
like we could go on a cruise right now if we weren't 21 and drink out in the international waters. I was just thinking what laws I would make if I was a world leader or if I had a country. Because like Saudi Arabia, you know, women have a lot less rights. There's certain places if you get caught stealing, they chop off your arm.
Right.
I
In
don't know.
Singapore, you can't chew gum.
Oh yeah, because they're worried you'll put it on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep
Which I
women.
would.
You're a gum sidewalk guy?
I'm a foot. You know the like spit it out and kick it with your foot. So it's like wherever it ends up.
You're an asshole.
Fuck you.
And you're from Canada and you do that shit. You're supposed to be polite.
I'm not nice. I'm passive aggressive.
Yeah, but I feel like even a passive aggressive, rude Canadian's still nicer than most.
I mean, I'll throw it out
Americans.
if there's a trash.
But if you're done with the gum and there's no trash can inside, you're spitting on
Bro,
the cement.
I'll flick a cigarette in a
Ugh,
cab. I don't care.
Awful.
Good.
I'll throw it in a plant in the dirt, away where I know people aren't walking around,
Uh
but where someone might step in my gum. No, I'm too nice.
huh. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a good guy. I wouldn't do that. I've stepped in gum before, so that's why.
I've stepped in gum before.
It's horrible.
Karma.
And then for like 30 minutes, you're picking off gum off your shoe. It's
30
horrible.
minutes.
Whatever.
I'm
however
throwing the
long it
shoe
takes.
out.
My lease. So I just started a studio in New York City, a podcast studio. Abby and I did.
congratulations.
Thank you. A
Good
second
plug.
location.
What's it
Melrose,
called?
Melrose
Melrose?
Podcast. NYC. It's in the East Village.
Okay.
And one of my least favorite things about New York, besides the cold, is the rats.
Yeah.
And I know there's rats here as well, but like New York, you're
You
seeing
see them.
rats.
Yeah,
see them
you
at
see
night.
them.
Yeah. So what is your thoughts?
What's
on that?
my
You don't mind
experience
it?
with rats?
Yeah.
You know, you kind of like start to not notice them. You know, I haven't lived there my whole life. You know, I've seen rats. Obviously, Vancouver has rats.
They're so gross.
They are disgusting. But sometimes I will be walking like alone at night, and you know, I'm not scared of men or whatever. You know,
You're not scared of men?
no, you know, a lot of people are scared of men, but sometimes
What about black men?
Oh no, never scared of anybody. Not
Mm-hmm.
scared of being robbed or mugged or whatever. But sometimes I'll hear like a rustle and I'll jump, you know, from the garbage, and then it's just a rat.
Rats scare you.
Yeah, they're kind of a relief, you know. It's just a rat.
Yeah. I see what you're saying because they're not typically rats aren't attacking you.
Yeah, I have had one run across my foot. That's kind of disgusting.
Yeah. So like the third day I was in New York City, I walk outside the studio and there's just a dead giant rat right out our front door, and I had to like get a pole and push it off to the sidewalk, and it was just one of the worst things I've ever done.
That's a funny sight for somebody to see.
Me
Walking
poking-
by you in shorts and a striped shirt, just poking it.
That's honestly what it was.
Just you slowly like looking at it.
Inching, just like scooping it into the sidewalk.
Oh,
And then the homeless people in New York are fine.
yeah,
But-
they're spread out enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no like they're just around. They're hanging out.
There's one guy though that like basically lives right outside our studio.
Go ahead.
And he's just annoying. Like as people walk by, he's like, "Can you please get me something from that store? Please, they take Apple Pay." And he's like this. He has like, I think he's gay. Not that there's anything wrong with gay people. Blah blah blah. Don't get mad, but I think he is gay. So
his camp is like really nice.
I'm probably gonna have to edit that out, but
yeah. Of course.
He's just. It's so annoying. And and I've told him like, you need to leave, and he's like, my name's on the lease. You took that place from me. Just a crazy person, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, yeah. I've had like the worst thing that ever happened to me with like a unhoused person or homeless or whatever you kind of call it. Is I was on the train and I read, or sometimes I bring a book on the train.
An actual physical book?
A physical book.
Damn, I didn't realize you were such a nerd.
Yeah. There used to be this Instagram called Hot Guys Reading on Instagram.
Oh, I knew there was an alternative. I literally in my head, as you were saying, I was like, I wonder if you do that to get chicks.
Yeah,
I knew it.
It's a good idea, right? Yeah, I'm a classic guy. Anything I'm doing is to get chicks. So I'm reading on the train and I have headphones in, and I'm reading, and then there's a stop, Union Street stop, and all of a sudden I feel something pull my book. And then this homeless guy that was sitting across from me was trying to steal my book, and then he called me the F slur, and then...
The F slur?
Yeah.
What's the F slur?
Well, you know.
I don't know. Fuck?
No. The one you can't say.
What F slur can't you say? F?
Yeah, you can't say the F slur.
Are you messing with me right now?
No, the people. I mean, I know it's never been called that before. Like it's that feels like a new thing. Calling it the F slur.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the gay N word. That's what I call it.
My God. Well, definitely bleep what I said.
Yeah.
Because I did actually give it a lot.
Got it. So he called you the gay N word. Okay.
Yeah. And he's tried to steal my book.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like looking at me dirty, and I looked around and I was like, what the fuck? Like, did anybody see that? And everybody was just like keeping to themselves. Meanwhile, I was mugged and, my confidence destroyed. And then
I don't
on
know
my
if
book,
I count that as a mugging, but it can be traumatic. I recognize that would be like, oh,
it was
shit.
It wasn't like traumatic or anything. It was just shocking.
Right. It's scary. It made you jump a little bit because you weren't expecting.
All of a sudden,
you're in your world.
All of a sudden, I'm holding onto my book
and getting called the gay N word.
Yeah, and I'm
which
like,
hurts
what
your feelings probably.
What the hell?
Yeah.
And then there's a black like mark on my book, like from his hands.
His dirtiness.
Yeah. I ripped the page out.
Oh, smart. Yeah. It's especially if it's not like if you
I already read it.
I already read it.
I already read it.
And you'll always now if you ever reread that book, which I very rarely reread a book. But
no, yeah, who's rereading?
But if you do, it's gonna have that memory, which is kind of cool.
The
time you got called a gay F word.
Yeah, I had to get rid of that dirty fingerprints.
Now back to being called the F word. Did you?
Not the first time.
Sure, and won't be the last. I imagine.
No.
Did part of you when he called you that want to go like, I'm not. I have a girlfriend. Were you defensive at all in your head? Like, what was did you want to hit him at all? What was your...
Well, it would have been hard for me to say that because...
Why?
I mean, I was just shocked.
I have a girlfriend?
I mean, I was just shocked.
God, so you were not thinking...
I wasn't even thinking about, like, defending my masculinity or whatever that is or my sexuality.
Mm-hmm. Not that you need to defend it.
I could have made a joke there where I said, well, it was hard for me to freaking say anything because my mouth was full with his cock, which I almost did say. That's why I did stall there. But,
I didn't even notice the stall. You're smooth. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. You too, baby.
I'm not, but thank you.
Take a long sip. Leave me here awkward.
So, yeah, how were you feeling in that moment? Were you, did you want to fight him?
Your heart's racing and then you like think about, and then after you're like, I should have chest kicked him.
Totally.
I should have kicked him. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, if I could relive all the moments.
Oh my God. The amount of times where I'm like, oh, if I just kicked him in the chest, that's always where I go to too. With something like that.
Who's the F now?
Because, I've actually had like worse things than that. Like that is the worst thing that's happened. But I've had things that felt more dangerous like that in New York, like by somebody that's not even like, like was screamed at and had to give a guy money.
With another a moment of danger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this guy screamed at me and made me give him money.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, he
on
was
the subway?
No,
came in your
off
face?
like
He's on the street?
just on a street, but it was like an empty street near the
Okay,
stand.
so it's just you and him.
Just me and him. And
You're
he
walking
like,
by.
you know, my problem was I had headphones in, and this is a problem in New York. Is if somebody ever talks to you,
You can't hear them.
you can't hear them. But then if you take your headphones out, over,
Why over?
because now I've given you my attention, and you know
Oh.
that. So now I'm trapped in whatever.
Got it. So you take him out.
Yeah, and then he was like, if you run, I'm gonna fucking chase you down. Blah blah blah. You know.
He's like, wait. So
he was like yelling at me for money for his like daughters that probably don't exist.
how much money did he want? Did he have a certain amount? Or was
I
like,
mean, I
just give me
actually
money?
had more money in my wallet than I gave him. I only gave him $40.
That's a lot.
But just
So was that being?
well, you know what? I gave him 20, and then he yelled at me, and then
He
I
said,
gave
"Give
him
me
another-
more."
and then he said, "Give me more," and I was like, "No, no, no," and I was yelling at him back. But then you know what? This is the most embarrassing thing about this, Ari. All right, and
Was this a tough looking man? Like, were you doing this out of fear?
you know what? Here's the
fear
thing.
was
Here's
it
the
pressure?
thing. Here's the thing. We could have fought, and I probably would have lost.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so you did feel physically threatened, and did you feel like he would have fought you? Or
It's
I guess
just
he
like
said he
another one
would've.
of these situations where you're like, I didn't expect this, and I wasn't prepared, and now this is happening, and there's no way for me to get
This
out of
feels
this.
a lot more of a mugging than when the guy.
Well,
grabbed your book.
here's the thing. At the end of that, he goes, you look really mad, and I was like, I am, and then he said, give me a hug, son. And then I hugged him.
This is real?
Yeah, then I had to
You
go.
talk about this on stage?
No. I did like the night it happened because I was like going to the stand and I was just like, what the hell just happened to me?
Now, my fear with the hug part is
Well,
I'd have a couple of fears that he'd be further robbing me during the hug, that he'd be like pickpocketing me during a hug. Or did he look very dirty? Like, was he a dirty homeless man?
No, he wasn't
so
even
that's bad.
homeless.
Oh, this guy wasn't homeless. He was just basically like almost like a thief, but not quite.
Yeah.
But basically a thief.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he said he'd tackle you, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Which I'm like, could I have got away? I was like,
Or would he have actually done it too? Is a question that I'm thinking. Like, he said that, but would he have actually tackled you? Do you think, for your money?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
either.
That's. I mean, this is a thing where I've replayed it. I'm like, that's probably the best.
Based
ending.
on the
I'm
hug.
like, that's the best ending of the situation.
Right. Based on the hugging part, I feel like he wouldn't have tackled you for your money.
Yeah, I mean, it was like I was on like Irving Plaza, like around the corner from the stand where, and there was no concert or anything that night, so there's nobody on that street. I know you normally don't go that way because it's like,
And now you definitely don't go that way.
I never go down that street again.
Although I kind of want you to rekindle with that guy.
I mean, I come out of the subway stop at a different spot now.
What race was he?
Huh?
What race was the guy?
What? What?
The guy who asked you for money
I don't.
and then gave you a hug.
I didn't really. It was
You weren't-
dark. I couldn't see.
I don't believe you. It's not racist to say what race the guy was in the story.
No, I just wouldn't want to fuel anybody that like believes those things.
Okay, well, that answers that. If whatever belief you're talking about,
Yeah.
I don't know what you were talking. Believe
No,
what things?
whatever-
Believe what
yeah,
things?
whatever
But
thing I-
that whatever fuel that you were worried about is now being fueled. Is all I'm saying. But I don't know what race.
Sure,
he
it's kind
could've
of like the
been.
God thing we
You
were
were saying
talking about.
Chinese.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
Chinese guy. Okay. There's a lot. Isn't there a lot of Asian hate in New York City specifically, or no? Because I feel like all the viral videos of the Asian people getting beat up were like in New York. But maybe I'm wrong about that. You know more about like you said.
I mean, I saw. I
global
mean, there's
political.
quite a bit. You know what? But here's the thing. I'm sure there's a lot of hate that doesn't get recorded.
Oh, of course. But
I think more hate gets not recorded than does.
I agree with you. But if a lot of it's getting recorded, it's kind of like a little taste of it.
Little taste.
Yeah.
People, you know what I mean? Just to let people know there's hate going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course there was a lot. But to me, it did feel completely not connected to COVID.
Which part? The Asian hate?
Yeah, because
Was it connected? I see.
That-
This is another example of my ignorance. I never realized that the videos of Asian people getting
well,
beat
of
up
course, I
had-
think because people said I was sure, whatever, don't know any science of
The China flu.
Yeah, sure. The
virus, yeah.
Wuhan virus
Yeah.
is that it came from. So then people
Right.
are blaming
I
Chinese
know
people, which
there-
doesn't
yeah.
even make sense.
Right. I know there was some of that, but I didn't realize that the beating up videos were because of that. I know there were some people who are dumb being like, the Chinese people and their virus, but
Right. I just think that
Yeah.
for some reason there's like a couple months there where people wanted to.
I was trying to go to Wuhan during the beginning of COVID. I don't want to make this a COVID podcast either, but I was trying to go to Wuhan and make like my own little vlog documentary, but I couldn't find anyone to go with me.
You needed someone to film.
I could have done it myself, but I'm just kind of I'm not. I don't think I get lonely.
You could have got it, or you could have got in.
Yeah, there was a time like right in the beginning where you could still go when it was so like they were
Seems like you would have got stuck there and maybe died.
stuck there for sure for a little while. Died, I don't think so, but I was okay with getting stuck there. But yeah, long story short, I don't like to travel alone if I can help it. Like, you know, I'll travel to meet people somewhere.
Yeah,
Or
like
stand up.
halfway or something.
Or stand up, but I don't want to go on like a vacation by myself. I don't want to do a solo vacation.
No, I wouldn't do a solo vacation. In theory, it sounds nice.
Yeah, but I don't think I would enjoy it.
No, me neither.
I would just stay in my hotel room all day, like laying down on my laptop, probably.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Walk.
Like,
What am I going to do? How much am I going to walk?
right. Like, I don't want to go to the Eiffel Tower by myself.
Lame. Because that's a city of love.
That too. But
So
yeah,
that's sad.
I don't want to go on a.
That's sad, amore.
Yeah, I don't want to go to hike to a waterfall by myself.
No,
I
also
wanna do that
depressing.
with someone. It's like, and if you're into that solo journeys, cool, good for you. I'm just not.
Yeah, good for you. Get
Maybe
some
I
friends.
need therapy. I don't know.
I
why.
don't think you do. I
think
mean,
it's normal?
I mean, I do stuff alone,
Yeah,
as I'm sure you do. I don't want to go to another country alone. Then
Yeah.
When am I then I'm on my group chats hitting up my friends.
like okay,
They're like, "How's your trip?" Well, I'm messaging you right now. Should have invited you.
yeah. Here's a picture of what would be cool if you were here.
Yeah, here's my one bowl that I'm having. Yeah, I'm having one meal. You know
I
what
bought a trip to Japan for me and my girlfriend for Christmas, for
Cool.
a Christmas present. Thank you.
Where
yeah,
are you
pretty
going?
cool. I'm going in March, beginning
Wow.
of March. Yeah, for 10 days.
Great.
Cool trip, right?
I did that
And
before.
Since you've done Japan with a girl,
Yeah, Tokyo.
was it
I
dope?
was really young. It was the first time I'd ever gone like overseas.
And you went with a chick.
Yeah, it was. Shoot, it was a horrible trip. Honestly,
Okay, let's.
I was.
I wanna hear about it.
Hey, I might as well have gone alone. You know.
Yeah. Wait. So why did you just start fighting, or what made it horrible? Like,
She
what
was
did-
just like tired, and like I was like, oh, I want to go like drink and like meet people. You know, it wasn't like we were backpacking.
How old were you?
21.
21. Okay.
I spent like
7 years
so,
ago.
I was like
All your
broke
money.
after it.
Yeah, you spent all your money on this. Now, was it a romantic gesture initially? Like, what was your? Did you pay for her? What was the?
No, I didn't pay for her.
Got it. You paid for your half.
Yeah. I paid my
Still
half.
expensive. Yeah,
Still
several
expensive.
$1,000s. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I even like she like didn't want to on the last night. She's like, I'm gonna sleep. I'm tired. I was like, oh my god.
It's
so-
our last night, and you're
Yeah,
sleeping.
I know. I went to like a cigar bar alone, and I don't know why.
Did you guys continue to see each other after the trip?
Not for very long after. No.
It was your girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this could be a precursor to my trip because I got this trip from my girlfriend and I.
Mhm.
We've broken up like twice since Christmas
Cool.
and just fight all the time.
But here's the thing. Sometimes you plan ahead to stay together.
That's not why I did it, but we're still together now, so I think it's gonna happen.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But there was when we were broken up, I
Uh-huh.
can't help but think about like, fuck, I got this trip for two to Japan. I don't want to go to Japan by myself.
Yeah,
know
you
what
got to
I mean?
find some chick with her
Yeah.
fucking name.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to
change
do
the-
it. Hey, who wants to go on a trip with me? What's your name? You get a free trip.
That's so funny. I
think I've seen that before.
Yeah, there's some. I saw something like that too. But I think for $100, I could change. You know, I could take you to Japan. But yeah, but I kept thinking.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do I got to fly from
Hey,
here?
it sounds like you need a better Japan experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
you would. The trip I got was from here. Unfortunately, I thought about that too because I was like, damn, I'm stuck in LA till March,
Mhm.
or I could go for a week. But
But you know, the trip with my girlfriend now, we went on a trip.
where'd you go?
Every other girlfriend trip
been
that I've
good?
done has been bad.
Oh, been bad.
But been bad. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
horrible.
Except the last one I did. Like with another girl, I went to Hawaii. That was bad.
I went to Hawaii with my.
She
current
didn't talk
girlfriend.
to me for like 3 days.
In Hawaii. 3 days of silence.
Yeah.
What's
was
going
just,
on?
Was just like mad.
But you kind of pick. Well, actually, I only know one of your girlfriends, but you pick Like
it's only
you know,
one. You only know one. Like, so it's like
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But based on the one, you know, you like a little drama in your life, and based off your vacation stories, you like girls with a little spunk in them.
No, but my last trip we went last June. We went to Mexico City and then
that's
then
awesome.
to Tulum, and it was really great. The only bad thing that happened was that like on the last day I found out my friend died.
Oh, Jack or which friend?
No, my friend Nick.
Oh, do I know Nick?
Nick Nemiroff.
I've heard of. I've
Yeah,
heard of him,
yeah.
but I
So
don't know.
that was sad. But other than that, she did great. Like she didn't kill him or anything. So you know what I mean. She was there.
Right.
She's alibi.
And was she there for you in that moment?
Yeah.
Of hardship? Okay. Yeah, it's amazing.
So great.
You're a world traveler. Japan, Mexico City.
Those are the only two places I've been that are like out of the country.
Okay, well, good places.
Yeah.
My younger brother loves Mexico City. He wants to literally get a remote job and go live in Mexico City.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that are trying to do that. I loved it. It's cool as hell.
Do you do any stand up in Japan or Mexico?
No.
Yeah.
The people, people are psychotic. They're like, "Are you doing any spots?" I go, "No, I'm actually going on a holiday. I'm actually don't want to be stressed out."
It could be. You could go on a week holiday, and if you do one spot, it's still a holiday.
Yeah, but it's just like sad. Like that's not then that's my life.
I went to Europe with my family,
and you did spots, but that's like
and
London.
I did a couple spots, but it wasn't even. I don't know, this may be lame, but I just wanted to like check it off my belt. I was like, it'd be cool if I could say I've done a spot in, Copenhagen. Like I've done stand up in Copenhagen.
Sure, that's great.
But
that's
yeah,
a little
it was
different.
unnecessary. It was like
why am I going to like a non-English speaking place? You know what I mean?
Performing for expats. Just say, oh yeah, I did stand up in Mexico.
For expats that
but
don't,
yeah, it's dumb. You don't
some
need
like
it.
weirdos that you live in a different country.
Here's another thing. You know the people who are like, oh, I haven't done stand up in a week. I don't know if I have it. It's like, yeah, you do. Shut up.
Oh,
you could
when
do
people say
stand-up
they
for
get
2
rusty?
weeks. Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
fine.
you're rusty?
You're not rusty. You're nervous.
Yeah,
You just haven't.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. Like I could take like 2 months off and I could have the same set I had 2 months ago.
I could take a year off.
Do it.
Well, COVID. We all did it.
Let me. I'll take your spots on the tour.
Oh yeah, so many spots. You don't want that tour.
No, I don't.
Not a lot of money.
I'm going to
a lot of
London in June.
By yourself?
My girlfriend's coming, but I am doing stand up there.
How long are you going for?
To London for like 5 days and then to some other places, but not doing stand up there.
And will the stand up pay for the trip?
I think it'll pay quite a bit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you're living the dream. I've always thought that about you. When I look at you from my perspective, I'm like,
Well,
that
you're
guy's living
really
the
good at
dream.
seeing people.
Yeah, that guy's he's got a great bod. Everyone likes him. He's killing
Is that
the
true?
game. I don't know anyone that doesn't like you.
That's cool.
Yeah, do you know anyone that doesn't like you?
For sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
You can feel it.
Like genuinely just like talk shit about you, you think? Like, I don't like that guy.
I think there is a person who doesn't like me so much that they even like did a joke about how you ever have somebody that your friends are friends with that
Male or
you
female?
hate them,
Male or female?
and the clip went viral.
Whoa.
And I'm like, is that my ego?
Was it a male or a female? What were they born as, male or female?
Male. They're male.
Okay.
They're male.
I would have expected a girl to dislike you, and the reason being is maybe because she wants you really bad.
There's
I
definitely
find-
girls that don't like me, and it's probably for the same reason I don't like them. Is
I think I know there's girls that don't like me, and I think they will say one reason, but I think secretly, and this is me again. A lot of people are going to hate me for this. I think it's because they want me.
Mhm.
And they know they can't be with me, so they hate me.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like whatever you have to tell yourself,
So you don't agree with me?
No,
on
no, I
this?
don't I don't disagree with you. I'm not one of those girls. I like you,
Thank you.
and I'm a guy,
I'm kind of a heartthrob.
of course.
I think I'm kind of like I'm not going to call myself an icon,
No,
but a lot of girls get crushes on me,
sure.
and I think a crush is very close to like dislike for some reason. It's kind of like that love-hate thing.
Yeah.
Whereas like they can't explain it, but I can explain it.
So
'Cause-
you're 33 and still saying crush.
oh, I get crushes all the time.
You
You
get
don't get
crushed all the
crushes?
time? I don't know. You know what? I saw like when you see a tweet and you're like, I'm done with thinking like that. But I saw this like, 40-year-old woman tweeting about, I hope my crush sees my Instagram story. And at which point I think you should kill yourself.
I understand
fair
her
to say.
thought of having the thought, I hope my crush sees my Instagram story.
But to tweet.
Yeah, to tweet it is a whole nother thing because it's like that. What if they do see that?
What if
tweet?
they saw your Instagram story and then went and saw your fucking tweet?
Yeah. But I guess if you had a crush on that person and you knew it was about you, you'd probably like it. But yeah, no, it's a fine line. How do you get over a breakup? What's your strategy? Because you've how many girlfriends have you had in the last 8 years?
I guess 2.
Oh, I thought it was more. Okay. How do you
but I mean, I've had things that don't work out and that,
yeah, do you have
like a breakup, but I wouldn't say like those people were
do you have a breakup routine of like what the steps you do to get back to your mental health?
Here's what I've done, and it's probably not a good pattern, but I think I just like keep talking to the person like it's normal.
Keep talking to the person you broke up with?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
or that broke up with you, whatever.
I've broken up with a person and then
or what?
And then
Gotten back together?
No. Like the one I broke up with, and then the second one broke up with me.
Right.
Or it was like, no, I would say she broke up with me, but we had like gotten back together like a bunch.
Right.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Been there. In there. I'm there right now.
And then, I think I just like I would just cut the person off eventually completely.
Okay, that's how you do the breakup. But once it's cut off, what's your process of recovery, of getting back to like being yourself, feeling okay, not feeling sad about it?
Well, I think I'd probably just like substance abuse.
Okay, drink. Are you a drinker?
I was. I've been sober for like over 2 years now.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
Okay, that's great. It seems like all my friends are alcoholics.
Yeah, I was definitely an alcoholic and in COVID and drinking at like 11 a.m. kind of thing, and being like, and then I was like, okay, I live in New York, and then I'm gonna be drinking when the world opens up until like 3 a.m. That's what we called it, when the world opens up, which I think is a very stupid thing to say out loud, but
it's true though.
Oh, when the world opens up,
but it's kind of true.
Hey, bro, the world was closed.
It kind of was,
huh? I guess, but it just sounds
in
dumb
a lot
to
of
say.
ways. In a lot of ways,
it's saying it out loud.
Yeah,
it sounds like something you would write in an. Op-ed.
I think it's dumb to say because now we realize COVID was a load of horse shit.
Yeah.
And the world should have never closed. So now I feel dumb saying that the world is closed because I'm like, and I put up with that?
Yeah.
I put up with the world being closed over the cold?
I think
the common cold?
The world's problem.
Are you okay with being on a podcast where that opinion is shared?
I mean, for me, I was like, we just got to push through. We just got to push through. And look, we're going to lose some people. Remember the Vanessa Hudgens video?
Mm-mm.
Where she was like, look, people are going to die. And then she like had to apologize the next day. She's like, but that's life. And I was like, yeah, I actually agree. She's not wrong.
Yeah.
People are going to die.
Yeah. The sick and elderly, some of them are going to die.
They're going to die. And, but yeah, I was like, but now I don't drink and I haven't had a breakup sober. So I think my approach to it would be different.
Gotcha.
But it basically, it was kind of like I would throw myself into like another binge of drinking and whatever drugs. And then also like,
that's the way
trying
to
to
do
sleep
it.
with people.
Yeah.
And then getting into like a short, what felt like 10-year relationship in like 3 weeks.
I think that's the most common way to get over someone.
Yeah.
Is the way you just described.
It's not, and I don't think that that's not healthy. Like
I think it is not healthy.
I don't think that it's not. I'm not advocating to not do that.
I am. I don't think you should do that. But
what
I
do you
it's
think
the most
you should do?
Okay, if you actually wanted like the healthiest recovery to a breakup,
you're gonna drink water or some bullshit.
You get probably work on yourself as much as you can, like getting the best physical and mental health.
Yeah.
You could meditate, pick up a new hobby or skill set, and really feel like this self-confidence that you've never felt before. And then when you feel ready, when enough time has passed to where that lingering pain of the person has mostly gone away, I don't think it'll ever I could still think of an ex from 10 years ago, and if I think about it hard and long enough it'll bring me some pain, emotional pain or like longing.
Not me.
No, you just get over them 100 million% over?
100%.
Are you being real?
100% never talk to them again.
No, I'm not saying I'm going to talk to my ex again. I'm saying if I think about my very first breakup and I get myself back into that place of when the breakup happened, like it could make me sad.
Compartmentalize and burn the compartment.
How do you burn it?
You just fucking
drink it.
Drink,
You drink
drugs, sex, feel nothing, move on.
You're right.
Healthy, dude.
But yeah, so the
Healthy.
No, the healthy thing, work on yourself.
Work
and
on
then when
yourself.
you're mostly over it, because I don't think you'll ever fully be over it, then you maybe meet someone new.
Sure, if I'm being earnest, yeah, that's probably that's
Have
actually
I
the
ever
way.
done it that way?
No,
not once.
No, why would you do it that way?
No, it's easier said than done. In theory, that's
things
the
are
best
in
way.
theory, yeah.
But no, how I do it is I immediately download all the dating apps.
And look, and if I don't want to break up, I'm threatening suicide. I am what's it? Gaslighting.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
manipulating. You know what? You know the best way to get over a breakup. What you do?
What do?
You get better at lying.
And you
just lie.
You lie to yourself.
Lie to yourself, everyone around you. You know, make yourself hard to be around.
Mm-hmm. That's smart. That's healthy.
And that's pretty much all I've got.
I think that's the most common way.
That's the most common way.
Yeah, the best way to break up with a girl is to kill her and everything that reminds you of her. So if I have an ex and I'm like, fuck, I have to go through this breakup, it's gonna hurt so bad.
I'm not big on like murder. Yeah, it's too
Oh.
icky.
Yeah, it depends how you do it.
It gets too icky.
What
I
if
see
you hire a
murder. I
hitman?
see murder in obviously our media.
Mhm.
You know, violence cycle, and I think it's too icky and gross.
It depends how you do it. What if you
Killing someone is a little yucky to me.
Okay.
I don't even like you ever like have to be like touch hot dogs with your eyes closed.
Why with your eyes closed?
Well, they'll be like, "What is this?" And then
I've never had to do that.
you never. I'm just saying like as an example of a thing. You ever like touch something and they're like, "Don't look," and then you touch it.
Like as a game?
Sure.
No, I don't think I've done
And you're
that.
like, eh, but
I've
then
seen
it's
it on
like
TikTok.
But then it's like something normal, you know?
Mhm.
It's like something normal, but you're like scared because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like, and then like kill it like a bot. Nah, I can't.
It's like when I had to move that rat to the side of the road. It was one of the grossest things I've ever done. Imagine doing that with a human body. Gross. You're right.
disgusting and heavy and just like,
But what if you could do it in a way like, okay, I'll answer my side first, but think about it while I'm answering. What's the closest you have ever come to murdering someone? For me, it was that annoying homeless person that lives outside of our studio because it's like, I was like, how do I get rid of this person? I think I might have to murder them. Like, how else am I going to get him away from our business? And so my thought process is like, okay, obviously I can't murder him, but for fun, if I were to murder him, how would I do it? And I thought, because this person was clearly a drug addict of some sort, I'm guessing crack or meth. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on drugs and the homeless population in New York City and what drugs they're mostly addicted to. But he didn't have any shoes. He was up early in the morning. I was thinking crack or meth. So I was thinking, what if I just dropped like $100 worth of crystal meth outside my door? Would that person OD on it? And would that still be murder? Kinda, maybe.
yeah.
But yeah, that's how I was gonna do it in my head.
Oh wow, that is.
And then I wouldn't have to clean it up because, like, I just dropped a bag of meth. That's all I did.
The method there is jamming me up because it's very homicidal.
What's homicidal mean?
Homicidal.
What's
like,
homicidal mean?
I don't know, like
Murdery?
Like I'm like, oh yeah, that's how you would do it.
Yeah, and
like,
then I was thinking,
you're not joking.
no. And then I was thinking, like, how could I even do that? Then I was thinking one step further, like, okay, so that could theoretically work. I'm not saying it would work,
Good.
but it could, right?
Good. In the court of law,
Mm-hmm.
this is a first degree
Murder.
yeah.
Yes, but it would have to get there, right? So then I was thinking that. So, like, obviously, if I dropped drugs on my stoop, there could be camera footage.
Mhm.
It could get back to me, right? And also, they would probably try and figure out where the drugs came from, that sort of thing. If it got to the point where they were investigating, this guy died of drug overdose, who'd he get his drugs from? They might not, because it's a homeless guy. They might not even investigate it that further.
The sad thing is they wouldn't.
But I'd still want to be safe,
And that's
right?
the sad thing.
But the real thing is, even knowing that probably I'd get away with it from that, I'd want to give myself an even bigger buffer. So what I was thinking about doing is, first off, I would get the drugs in a completely different city from New York City. I would buy the drugs in like LA and put them in my check bag, hidden, take them to New York. Then I would not leave the drugs by my stoop. I'd go to one of his I'd stalk the homeless guy for a few days, figure out all his spots, and drop them at a different one of his spots on his schedule. So it wouldn't even be associated with outside my business. The drugs wouldn't be able to be tracked back to New York City. And then it's like, how am I getting caught from there?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. So can I get in trouble for describing how I would get away with murder like I just did?
I don't know. Do you want to hear how I would do it?
Yeah.
Pass.
You wouldn't do it.
I would never answer this question.
You wouldn't even hypothetically talk about how you'd murder someone.
No, if you're being like, oh, what's the time you almost murdered someone? I'd be like, oh, I was texting and driving. Like, you know what I mean?
I've definitely almost murdered people that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I've almost murdered myself that way.
Yeah. You know the stereotype of bad drivers? Like, who's the worst driver? They'll be like Asian people.
Mm-hmm.
But really, it's women with lip fillers.
Because they text and drive.
They're so bad. I almost got hit like 3 times on the way here.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. I'm trying to change the subject.
Oh, you do not like the murder talk?
No, it's okay.
I mean, will I edit that out? Maybe. But
I don't care.
But
It's not going to affect my life.
But you never go there in your head that far as I just went?
No.
Yeah. You're a good guy. Canadian. So polite.
Yeah. I mean, I can spit gum out.
That's the furthest.
What's worse?
I'm being real. That's the furthest I've ever gone with it was for this homeless guy in New York City.
He was driving you nuts.
He was driving me nuts.
Yeah.
Because he was there every night and every morning. And then
What if
also,
he's an undercover cop?
I hope that'd make me like him more.
He's good. He's good. He's method.
He's really good. And then when I would leave, and when he would leave, I'd be like, oh, finally he's gone for the day or whatever. I'd go out and there'd be like mess all over my, he bothered me in so many ways. He audibly annoyed me.
Mm-hmm.
I had to clean up after him.
Mm-hmm.
He theoretically will drive business away from us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was smelled bad unsightly. There was a million reasons, but
It's terrible.
anyways. So.
If only there's a way to get those people off the street and maybe into some low income housing so that people like you
won't murder
didn't
them.
have to think about going so far.
In LA, I think the new plan, apparently in LA, there's 30,000 homeless people. I thought there was more, but this is the latest thing I'm hearing. There's 30,000 homeless people in LA. They just had the new elections for mayor, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the lady who won, what her name is, but she won. Her plan is to put about half of them in motels around LA.
Well,
Which doesn't seem to me like a great solution. That being said, it's something.
yeah.
It's something because something needs to be done.
So,
I don't know.
I mean, something's got to be done. During the Olympics in Vancouver in 2010, they and the whole world's coming to Vancouver for
So the Vancouver
Olympics.
wanted to look really good.
So basically, they round everybody up and they brought them like an hour and a half away.
To where?
This like deep in Surrey, and they built like a camp for them all to have.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Are they still there or no?
No.
They all
It's
left
been
Surrey?
it's been like 13 years, so they found their way back.
Damn. How do we remove the stigma for Android users? Any ideas?
I've only really ever had an iPhone, so but I understand that in Europe, it's a lot. It's just Android is kind of the baseline, but Apple is an American product.
When you say baseline, meaning in Europe, most people have Android.
Yeah, that's
I
why
didn't know
everybody's
that.
using like WhatsApp and stuff
Oh, interesting.
because they don't have iMessage.
Okay.
So WhatsApp is basically like the alternative to iMessage, but I guess it's like privately. It's like there's an encryption data. They data
Got
encrypt.
it. They feel safer on WhatsApp.
Yeah. Which there have been billboards I've been seeing for WhatsApp everywhere in LA.
Nice. Okay, so it might.
Have you seen those?
Mm-mm.
Those? Have you seen those?
I kind of
If you look up,
have like an ad blocker in my brain. I
Mhm.
just kind of.
That's good.
I could drive by billboards and someone be like, "Do you see that billboard?" I'm like, "Nope, didn't see it."
really,
It just filters out.
even if it's like a hot chick.
I mean, occasionally, if I
Yeah.
drive by it enough, it's not a rule, but it's a general rule.
There's a weird billboards here.
What's weird about them?
Well, there's like the use a condom one, which is like pro-lifers have like gone from like don't kill your baby to like use a condom. I think that's a weird move. It's a little more positive.
I guess. Oh, yeah. I'd like to hear your thoughts on abortion.
It's cool.
You're for it?
Go ahead.
That's it?
Yeah.
It's just pro it.
I'm not going to be mad about that.
Do you think that men should have a say?
Mm,
If you got a girl pregnant, do you think you should have any say in the matter?
no.
No.
I mean, I think you can have a discussion about it.
So you think
It's not going to traumatize me.
So do you think there should
It's
be a
not going to
law?
traumatize me if you have an abortion.
Sure.
If you have one,
more than it
If
would
you have
you.
one, it's going to obviously affect my life.
So do you think that there should be a law that the woman needs to at least have a discussion with the man if possible?
I mean, I think you should be like, hey, I'm going to do this. And then I'll be like, yeah, I support whatever decision you say.
Right. So
Whatever
So do you
buzzwords
think that it
make
should
me a
be
good guy.
mandatory that if a girl gets pregnant, the decision of keeping it or aborting it, she at least needs to have a discussion with you?
I think it depends on the relationship with the person that got her pregnant.
What if it was a one-night stand?
No.
What if it was your girlfriend?
Sure.
Mandatory.
I should know.
Law. Is that a law you would change?
I mean, it would be nice. It would be weird if I was.
It's okay if that's the law you want to make. I would. I think even if it's a one-night stand, I'm not saying that it's my choice, but I want a discussion with that person. I demand.
You're raising your voice.
I demand if I get a girl pregnant, by law, she should have to call me, at least have a voice, not over text, a voice discussion. She has to give me the opportunity to talk to her about it. What should the length requirement be of the conversation? That's where I don't know.
What do you think you're going to be doing? Some Shark Tank pitch?
Maybe.
For whatever
if I want to.
decision you make?
She needs to hear me out. I don't know what the time limit should be, but I would assume at least 20 minutes. I think by law.
You want to go in there with the whole like PowerPoint?
Possibly. It depends on if our viewpoint on the matter aligned. Because
What's
I
your
want her to
viewpoint?
keep it. I'm anti-abortion.
You are.
I think that girls could do whatever they want with their bodies, but I don't want her to abort it. Like, that's what I'm saying. So, like, at the end of the day, I think it should be her decision if she wants to kill the baby or not, but she should have to hear me out.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
This happened to
Like,
you?
I want to make her feel guilty at least.
This happened to you with somebody?
No, never.
Oh, so it's weird that you have that stance.
Well, I think about it. What if I get my girl pregnant and she wants to abort it?
Mm-hmm.
That's fine, but I want to make her feel guilty for it,
Yeah.
at least.
I mean, I've gotten somebody pregnant before.
Okay, so you've gone through this.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, did you make her feel guilty about it?
No, I felt bad.
Nice guy.
I felt bad.
For her or for the baby?
Well, I felt bad that it happened.
Sure. No one wants this to happen. I
Yeah.
think we could all agree there. Even on both sides. People who
It
are for
kind
abortion,
of ruined the whole vibe.
I could imagine.
But
it's
also,
a
it's
scarring
like,
thing.
what are we doing? Why am I, you know what I mean?
No.
It's like a whole jam up of like, I could have just not done that.
Did you go with her?
No, I was away.
Oh, you were gone.
I was,
Did you pay for it?
no.
That sounds like the best possible scenario for you. Did you want her to keep it?
No.
I didn't think that's what I thought your answer would be.
No. I didn't want her to keep
Did you
it.
name it first?
No.
See, that's the other thing. I'd call her and I'd say,
I did offer. I was like, do you want me to pay some of it?
and she was like, no, it's
Kind of
okay.
laughed at me.
Why? Because you're poor.
Yeah.
I would call my girl up and I'd say, listen, this is by law, this is your choice. And I support the American government. I support that law.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you to know you're killing our unborn child, and I've already named it. And I would tell her the name of what I named it.
Well,
And I would just have
that's
a
not really a
conversation like that.
discussion. That's not really a discussion.
So, and I'd say, I don't want you to do it.
If the law is to have a discussion, that's unfair to start with.
I could discuss however I want to discuss.
I think part of the law should be like she's allowed to say her side first.
Okay, ladies first.
Ladies
I support
first.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you have that kind of thought, ladies first. I personally think equal, like men could go first sometimes, but if you think that ladies should
Well,
always
she's
go
the one who
first-
has to go through with the thing either way. So I think that she should go first. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She's not
Yeah.
like sitting there with a fucking gun to her belly. You know, she's got to like do a whole
But
annoying
metaphorically,
process.
she is.
She's got to walk into a weird building
Mm-hmm.
and have somebody like
I also think I
do whatever they do. I don't really know how it works.
I don't like. I think it depends on how far along in the
right. I mean,
pregnancy
sometimes
you
it's a pill. Obviously,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
kind of how it works. I know they're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like putting like fucking car chargers on the either side of her.
That'd be cool if that's how they did it.
Hey, I'd want to watch that.
Do you think that so right now the abortion laws are controlled by the state?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that is good, or do you think it should be just a universal country law? Now, on one hand, if you're anti-abortion, the obvious answer is for most people probably like that should be universal across the country. But what if then the country made it
Here's
illegal
both,
to abort?
Here's both sides.
So yeah,
here's both sides. I do think it should be people's choice.
right,
I think so, case by case. I think if you want to get it, you should get it.
right.
Sure, if you got whatever, if you want to get it, you get it. If you don't want to get it, if you're against it, I think you should have to shut the fuck up. Or if you're for it, I think you should shut up. I think you should just be able
But then
to do
there's
it.
no discussion.
I don't want there to be. It's annoying. I want to move on. Let's talk about something else, dude.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Like in general, I'm like, oh my, it's how many years has this been?
Okay, but what I'm saying now,
It's like boring. It's like what? There's been like 50 Super Bowls. Stop. You know what I mean? Like I don't care anymore. It's been so long back.
but
and
you do
forth.
care because you want it to be.
Over. That's what I want.
But you want to be over with this outcome. So you do have an opinion on it.
But just like let people do what they want. It's,
Right.
It's so
But-
bothersome.
So
to,
you think it should be, but at the end of the day, you want it to be a country law, not a state law.
yeah.
Okay. See, I think why a state law is good in some aspect is it kind of appeases both sides. Like if you're really anti-abortion, like so wholeheartedly that you're like it should be illegal to be aborted, then move to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're really passionately for it, there's a state for you too.
Totally.
It kind of appeases both.
Yeah, that's kind of fair.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, you put all the...
Now, obviously, it's a little more complicated than that because there's poor people that can't move, and then they're stuck in a state where they don't agree
Sure.
with the decision.
And, you know,
But
it's a little
generally
ironic
speaking-
that the most pro-life states, they got the most guns.
that is ironic. In
It's
some
a little
aspect.
ironic. huh?
Yeah, they're like pro-life, but pro-shooting,
Yeah.
and pro-death penalty.
Pro-death penalty. Yeah, they're confusing people.
Yeah, they're
They're
people are
confused.
complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a complicated. Okay,
It's
those-
always the states, too, with like that are like that where they don't drink enough water.
Yeah, this I have not heard. So you
Well-
think the
like, you know, Texas-
Republican states they don't drink enough water?
No,
Or
these
you just
people
they're
like
dry?
love like soda and stuff and like caffeine, and those are like diuretics, and they don't really drink
Mm.
water. They're not really near bodies of water.
Interesting.
So I think
theory.
maybe they're just like dehydrated. They're not really bigots or anything. They just need a little hydration.
I like that theory.
Thank you.
Just bring water to Dallas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're outside of like an abortion clinic, I think you go hand out some bottles of water.
I think that could be a fun
Because
video.
wait, did you ever go to like a protest or anything? Like for like a Black Lives Matter protest or
I went to a Black Lives Matter protest, and I've been to some anti-gun rallies.
So if you were there at a Black Lives Matter protest, there were people that just were handing out bottles of water.
I didn't see that. Not
yeah,
at my protest.
I even volunteered with like a group, and I handed out water to people.
Wow.
Because it was hot, it was the summer,
Mm-hmm.
so everybody's drinking water, hydrated, good people, possibly on the right side.
Now, can someone be too hydrated to where they go to the other side? Like, because you don't want a far leftist either, right?
Well,
You
I mean,
kinda
I
want
think when
someone in
you're
the middle.
somebody who's super hydrated is like an energy healer, crystal
and
person.
And when you think about it, the most extreme far left is like Seattle,
Sure.
Portland. What do all those places have in common? Tons of rain,
Tons
tons of
of
water,
water,
too
tons
much
of water,
water.
yeah.
So there's a balance.
Exactly. They're a little flooded.
This is a great theory.
Thank you.
I think you should make a video telling the theory and then handing out water to like, and then have them drink water and then ask them like their opinion after they drink the water to see if it changed.
Sure.
Like, and you do it enough times, you're gonna get the right interview thing, and that'd be a funny video.
Yeah.
What do you think? Can do it?
Sure.
All right. I want to see that video. I could see it. I
Hey.
can see it in my head.
Clip that theory.
No, it'd be better as we're talking about it, and then you make that video. That'd be better than the clip.
I know, but then I gotta go do something.
Are you a lazy guy?
No,
Do you smoke a lot of weed?
no, I don't smoke. I'm sober.
Fully sober.
Yeah.
You're not LA sober. You're sober.
Sober. I don't live in LA. These
Right.
people are like, I'm Cali sober. I'm like, we're in Wisconsin.
Do you think you'll ever move back to LA?
For work,
For opportunity, but not by choice.
not by choice.
So New York's way better for you.
I love it. It's got character.
What about nature? Do you miss nature or weather?
But even nature is close if I want it.
Not really.
I'm always on the road. I can go. Yeah. Upstate, I'm like, oh, it's always
That's
trees.
far though. That's like an hour at least.
That's fine.
What about weather? Do you miss the sunshine?
No, but I always never. I didn't grow up in this. I grew up in the rain. I'm from
Beaches?
Vancouver.
Beaches? Do you miss beaches?
But how often am I going out there? It's traffic.
What part of LA did you live in?
Like here, like Silver Lake.
Okay. Where do you stay when you come back to LA?
Right now, I'm in Toluca Lake.
With who though?
I have an Airbnb this time.
Oh damn, going big.
Yeah.
That's tight. I didn't realize you were Airbnb money.
Yeah, I have an Airbnb this time.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's got a pool.
You're doing better than I thought.
No, I'm fine. I'm with like two other people.
Oh, this was like
A split.
you teamed up with some other New York comics.
Yeah,
like let's go
made
to
a
LA together.
Voltron of things. You like Power Rangers, huh?
I love Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I want to get the Power Rangers watch, but it's like $300. The replica
Oh man.
of the, like calling back to the base station or whatever.
Yeah. That'd be cool for you to have while you're poking rats.
Watches now. Yeah.
Poking rats in the Power Ranger.
What's your thoughts on hunting? Pro hunting, anti hunting?
Hunting school. I think there's a lot of deer. I
So you're
think
saying go for the deer.
I think deer you should be hunting.
Boars. There's a big boar problem in America.
Sure.
Right now. Did
sure.
you know that?
Whatever there's a huge influx of, I'm like, hunt that.
Right now,
We're running out of fish,
Yeah, stop fishing for sure. Right now, the ones that I'm aware of, although there are certain places where there's like a non-native fish infestation in certain lakes and stuff, but the ones that I'm aware of right now is there's a big boar problem in the country. There's millions of wild boars in America.
Yeah,
that
I
aren't
like to call them Karens.
Karens. Okay, yeah, I like that.
Come on.
And then in Florida, there's a big iguana / reticulated python infestation, which are not native to Florida.
Right, and because you got to kill pythons and stuff for money, but because people
Pythons
brought
and
them there,
iguanas.
like the Tiger King or whatever.
It's people who bought pets and then they're like, I can't take care of this anymore, and they just release it, and then they just thrived in Florida, and now there's a big problem. And so those things I think just all the hunters who are really into hunting should move to boar country and iguana country and just go ham.
Yeah, it's like exotic. Yeah. Why are you killing elephants?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the elephant's really sad. The tusk and the elephant.
It just is a bad look.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't understand the standing beside an elephant being like.
If you're
it's kind of psychotic.
If you live in an African tribe and you're feeding your village with the elephant, fine.
But they don't even do that.
Most of it. It's
nobody's eating elephant.
It's like a dentist from Texas.
Yeah, it's like a dentist from Texas.
Yeah, that's going on.
Why is it always a dentist?
There was one really famous dentist thing where he went. It's kind of sad. I might be mixing up two different hunting cases, but I'm gonna say it confidently. So
good. Sometimes you got to combine two stories to make one good one.
I think I might be one of those cases. But there was this dentist in Texas who went to Africa and he killed like a very rare albino rhinoceros.
Oh.
And there was all like his whole people, it went viral. He had to shut down his business. Him and his family were getting death threats.
Good.
Did
he make money off the rhino?
No, here's the kicker to it. So you hear it and you're like, what a scumbag. Fuck that dentist. What an evil American snob who's hunting endangered rhinos. Here's what actually happened. This guy's into hunting. He went to Africa. He paid an insane amount of money to get a hunting permit to kill it legally. And the story behind this rhino, it was this old rhino that is no longer able to breed and was killing other male rhinos and female rhinos and was very territorial and aggressive. And actually by killing it, not only did he put tons of money into conservation, but he killed this rhinoceros that was killing other rhinos. So he was helping the rhino population by doing it. But PETA and all these people who come up with the headlines, of course, did not cover that side of the story. So this guy's getting death threats.
Well, can I just say, it seems like somebody else should have killed it and not him.
So the reason they do
it's because he gave a lot of money.
It's because instead, so they could have just the forest ranger or whatever, the person who works on that park could go kill it easily. But instead, they auction off to these rich Americans who want to spend $20,000 to kill
to go shoot this thing.
So it's like 2 in 1. So now they're killing it, and they got tons of money.
And they ruined his business.
Rhino conservation. Well, they obviously didn't know that was going to happen.
Do you think? You think they didn't know?
Man,
they ruined this humble American's practice.
Yeah, he was ruined. So
What, do you change his name? Or you got to go
I
back
don't
to
know.
school? If you
where
change
is
your
he now?
name, do you have to go back to school to get a new doctorate?
Oh, no, I think you could just change it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that'd be wild. If you could change your name, but you're gonna have to redo your whole life under your new name.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair. So
How
it's like
dare
keep
you
your
think
name.
you can restart?
What about the people who go through some sort of law thing where they have to change their name because they're hiding from criminals? Do they still have to? They kind of do have to restart their life, actually.
Yeah, I mean, they work at a grocery store. It's not like they're doing anything crazy. They can't be out in the open.
So you're kind of anti-grocery store workers.
Well, I worked in one, so
Yeah, which one?
Safeway,
In Canada or U.S.?
Canada.
Nice. Safeway. I didn't know.
3 months I worked there.
What did you bag?
I was
Did
in the
you-
deli.
Yeah, you made sandwiches and stuff. And you wore the cat.
Yeah,
Wow, that'd be cool. How old were you?
like 17.
Nice. Okay, you've kind of humbled yourself back before you were a comic. Me, I'm kind of a spoiled, I guess some people might say.
Yeah.
But I've never really had to work a really shitty job. I mean, I was a door guy at the Comedy Store for minimum wage. That was pretty shitty, but it wasn't the same, you know?
Yeah, I think that's not the shittiest job I've had. I just got bored.
What was the shittiest job you've had? What's shittier than making deli sandwiches in the back of a Safeway?
I worked excavation for like a year for my cousin.
What's that? So digging stuff up?
Yeah, it's like where they make like they're building a building and they have to make everything flat.
That's worse than working in a deli
Yeah,
counter?
it's like raining and you have to like dig. You're literally digging ditches.
Maybe this is ignorance speaking, but I'd rather do that than work in a deli counter. I'd rather do hard labor. I'm getting a workout. I'm out there with the
In the
elements.
rain, getting yelled at.
Out there with the what would they yell at you about?
Just
like
scream at you.
go
about
faster.
Yeah.
Damn, that would suck. Maybe you just had a shitty boss. A boss?
It was my cousin.
Damn, that's even well. You know, because he's your cousin, he probably feels like he could yell at you more.
Yeah.
But it's weird. Like sometimes having a good boss and working at a deli counter is better than having a bad boss.
I mean, I don't
and
like
being-
customer service. I mean, the job I had in high school, I was like a busboy. That sucked.
Worse than the deli counter.
Yeah, because you're nothing. You can't even take an order. People try to order from you, and you're like, go get someone. I'm too stupid.
But isn't there something kind of nice of kind of like not having to deal with, you know, kind of you're just in your own world as a busboy. You clean the things. You don't have to talk to
Steal
people.
people's tips.
Did you do that?
What?
What?
No.
Canadians don't steal.
No. Just an example. Of
Don't they
something
share
maybe
tips with busboys too?
Yeah, but
You wanted extra, or maybe you were just,
I didn't.
You
I
needed
didn't.
money.
I didn't do that.
You,
I don't steal.
You alluded.
Only water from
It's
airports.
okay if you stole in the past. You alluded
Water
to
at airports, I steal.
You've changed maybe.
No, I steal at airports.
You walk into the shop at the airport. You just grab a water and walk out.
Yeah, it's free. There's no security. You're past security.
I've done that before. I'm not going to lie to you, but I would say I regularly don't do it. Do you do it? What if it's just you and there's the lady who works there and that's it? Do you have to? You only do it when there's a line, kind of.
Nobody's watching.
So I'm saying, do you do it every time, or do you do it just when it's like I could definitely do it right now?
Quite a bit.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Do you take the biggest water you can or the smallest water?
Biggest one.
Damn.
Open it. Take a sip.
28 years old, you're stealing waters. Did you do this?
What's wrong? Am I going to pay $8 for a water? It's not fair. What am I not going to drink water? What am I, some kind of racist?
If you wanted to, you could bring a reusable water bottle, fill it up at the sink.
Yeah, I do actually try to bring a reusable water.
No, let me ask you.
Because I
this.
fill up my water
I'm
bottle.
not judging you, by the way. I do it too.
Okay, don't judge. Then
Yeah.
I feel judged. Sometimes
Yeah.
I steal other stuff too, like a snack or whatever.
Oh, okay. No, I appreciate you opening up like this. Did you steal, like when you travel with people, like you said you came to LA with 2 other New York comics.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do it in front of them? Are they aware of it? Or were you embarrassed?
Oh, I tell everybody about this.
So in front of
I
them.
tell people that they should do it.
And so with
I
these,
say everyone should do this.
So did you bring a water to your seats and was like, just stole this? And then drank it?
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. No, yeah. So now let me ask you this. If you were with a girlfriend.
Oh, I told her
You
she
do it.
knows. And then she also told me that she stole once. Because of it
once?
at an airport.
Oh, because of it.
Yeah,
And
because
got
I
away
said
with
that.
it?
Yeah. She's like, I stole this. I was like, nice.
Yeah, so I've done that exact move, what you just described once. I've also done the thing where I walk around a grocery store and I'm drinking or eating something while I'm doing it. And then if I finish it in time, I'll just like put it on the counter and
Sure.
not pay for it.
I've done that too and bought stuff.
Yeah, no,
which
I still
is
buy
fine.
stuff.
Yeah, which is fine.
It makes it better because
Who cares?
they're making money off you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
even
try
after
a
you
grape.
stole.
You think I'm gonna fucking
I'll eat the whole box of grapes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're buying boxes?
So I've done that kind of stealing.
Bags.
I've gone to Home Depot And if I'd get like, let's say 10 of the same item, sometimes you do like, let's say I needed 10 wood planks.
Why not?
For a project. Like I bought all this wood. Here's a perfect example. So this back panel is wood. This is from Home Depot.
That's cool.
It came
the cheapest wood you could get?
It came it's meant for this.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'm
not
playing.
it's shitty wood, but it's like some people make this. This was kind of already made for this. So I bought probably 10 boxes of it or 5 boxes of it. I put them all on my thing. I went to the self-checkout. I scanned one of them, paid for the 1 box, but took like 5 boxes.
Yeah, I've scanned stuff and then, but I'm like, who cares if it's like a fucking
Big
store,
corporate chain.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to a small business.
Yeah, but it's still stealing.
I don't go to small business, but I do steal from large corporations.
I feel I do the same thing.
So I think by doing that, I'm supporting small businesses because I'm undercutting the big guy.
You can make that argument for sure, but I also do feel as though
and there's no small business
stealing.
airports.
Here's why it's still stealing.
Go ahead.
Number one, if you get caught, you're still stealing.
Right, by law.
By law, you're stealing.
Sure.
Number two, whoever started Home Depot or whoever owns that particular Home Depot, you're stealing from that guy's pockets. He might be a rich guy, but you're still stealing. You're still Robin Hooding and stealing from the rich, giving back to yourself and poor. Number three, if you were a multimillionaire, maybe you are, but I don't think you are. If you were a multimillionaire, you probably wouldn't do it. So it is also a like. I'm only doing this. I don't
know if I'll ever change.
You'd still water if you had $4 million in your bank account net, just like in your bank account, no debt. Would you steal an $8 water from the airport? I don't think you would.
Why not? Live a little.
Here's the times where I actually feel the least guilty about stealing. When there's a big line, and I'm like, I don't want to wait in that line, but I do want these groceries.
Yeah.
Or I do want this water.
You know, like when I was a younger man, we would go into a Safeway with a shopping cart and walk out with the shopping cart full.
Just walk out with it.
Yeah. This guy, Matt Sheeho, taught us how to do it.
Taught you how to walk out with a shopping cart?
He was like, this is how you steal from Safeway.
So what was the trick?
You just be cool.
Okay, so
we used to steal cakes and throw them at people's houses.
Oh, that reminds me of a good story.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
I went to a junior college here in Palos Verdes. It's like by San Pedro, Long Beach area. That's where I went to junior college, and I lived in this little neighborhood for college students. And there was a Ralph's, was the closest grocery store. And you know how at Ralph's they have those big wood crates outside filled with watermelons and pumpkins during Halloween?
I know what you mean.
My buddy had a Toyota pickup truck. We loaded it up with watermelons. Probably stole 50 watermelons. I don't know how many it was, but a lot. A truck bed filled to the brim of watermelons. We went back to the little college dorm community, and we had watermelon wars. We just ate watermelon, threw watermelons, threw them at houses, everything. And then we were drunk, of course. And then the next day, we woke up, and they were just smashed watermelons all over it was insane. If someone walked in, they'd be like, what the fuck happened here?
Wow, was it freaking raining watermelon?
It was raining watermelon. And at the time, it was awesome. I look back now, I'm like, what a shitty kid I was.
No, that's great.
But in the moment,
fun.
It was super
It's a great
fun.
story, and I feel good hearing it.
Yeah, but I feel bad because it's like someone had to clean up all that watermelon junk.
So it's creating jobs. Job creation.
That's a good way to look at it.
Job creation. Not a lot of people, you know what I mean?
Someone grew those. It was a waste of watermelon. That's for sure. We ate some of it, but still,
Sure,
overall,
grown with chemicals, and so they're bigger than they should be, and they use pesticides, and it's people are going to eat those, and it's going to poison them.
Yeah,
You just had a good time.
I like the way you think.
And who the fuck is getting a watermelon and then they eat the whole thing on time? You cut it in half, and then the other half you're like, oh, it's all dried up.
Unless it's really good watermelon and you're throwing a party.
Who do you think enjoyed that watermelon more? You or the hypothetical people that were going to maybe buy a watermelon outside of Ralph's that had way too much watermelon? What numbers of watermelon is this Ralph's doing?
You're making a good point. And it's not like if I hadn't eaten that watermelon, it would have gone to like hungry, starving people. It would have sat in the Ralph's, and whoever wanted
what is it going to be
bought.
at some kid's birthday parties, cut into little slices? They
they
eat one bite, put it down.
And if
no,
someone
get
wants,
fucked. We're having a watermelon.
That's
fight.
right. And if someone really wanted watermelon and couldn't get it because of me, they could go to another store or get a cantaloupe instead.
Look, this is fucking America. We have watermelon year round.
Yeah, that's right.
We have fruit and stuff that's seasonal.
We have a really
all
good
year.
Here's
You're having watermelon at Halloween. Do you know what time of year that is?
October.
It's fucking autumn. That's not even natural, bro.
Here's another watermelon story, but I might have told it before. But do you know Jamar Neighbors? I feel like everyone knows Jamar Neighbors.
Of course, friends.
Yeah. Okay. So friend of mine, friend of yours, good guy, black. Has to be said for the story.
Okay.
Jamar Neighbors is and Jamar Neighbors is like
well, Jamar Neighbors, white. Okay. What
he's like Jamar
went on
Neighbors.
there?
Jamar Neighbors is really black.
Okay.
Like both in his skin color, but also like in his personality. Like he identifies as a black man, I would say. So I was with Jamar in San Diego. We're doing stand up. We're staying at my parents' house. My dad is having his retirement party. And at his retirement party, it is, he has a catered with a taco truck. And they had a bowl of watermelon. So Jamar thought it'd be funny to make watermelon tacos. Kind of, and he thought it'd be funny in like an ironic way to like play into the stereotype that black people love watermelon.
Sure.
And so he made the watermelon tacos, and then my mom walks by and sees that he has watermelon tacos, and it was like, hey, if you're gonna do that, go eat that in the bathroom. And that's the end of the story.
Why the bathroom?
Like, I don't want people to see you eating watermelon tacos.
Oh, because they're going to be racist.
But she was jokingly being racist. So like he was jokingly being a stereotypical black person, and my mom was jokingly being a very racist woman.
Okay,
so it was pretty fun.
Oh, that is fun. But in context, I have to know your mom and her sense of humor,
right? And
to understand if she's saying like go eat that because she doesn't want people seeing him eating watermelon because
that was
they're
the
gonna
joke.
Yeah.
But it's also Jamar doesn't really know my mom, so like luckily. He has a good sense
but
of humor.
in the moment, she came up to him and he could tell that she was being funny.
Yeah.
But to me, you're repeating the story, so I don't really get
right. And I kind of left it up because I didn't want everyone to know.
Yeah, you didn't want to give the punchline away.
Yeah, I'm
Great
not the
story.
best.
I like the first watermelon story better
because there was no controversy of race in it.
No. It was told better, and
I'm not the best storyteller.
It spurred like some things from me, which I like, and that's just good. That's just good conversation.
What's the most maybe like punk thing you ever did growing up, or it could be could have done it recently, but something you did where you look back and you're like, man, I was a piece of shit. You have anything that comes to mind?
Punk shit.
You know, somewhere like where an old person would go, you punk kid. Like the watermelon to me.
I was pretty reckless. Like there's one night I got kind of high at a bar, and I was like 19 because that's the drinking age, and like
Canada.
I was like breaking bottles behind the bar.
And you're just some random bar.
Yeah, and I got like arrested.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, didn't you get kicked out or in trouble for it? You literally got handcuffed.
Yeah.
Damn. Did you have to spend the night in jail?
No, I had to go to the hospital actually.
Because you cut yourself with the bottles?
No, my like heart rate was too high or something.
So, they pump your stomach or anything like that at the hospital? Or
no, I just had to go and go settle down. Yeah.
Did you have to pay a big fine?
No, because I had an IV at the hospital and I actually pulled it out and just left.
Oh, you escaped from the hospital?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. My dad.
Yeah, I was crazy like that, and then I had to make up a whole lie, because I was still living at my mom's at the time.
Oh, lie to your mom.
Yeah, and the about I was getting home the next day, and then
what'd you tell her?
I didn't have my wallet or anything.
Oh yeah.
And then I the next day all the cars at my mom's were there, the tires were slit.
Who did that?
I think the bar, because they like log your ID.
Oh, so they had your address.
Yeah,
like fuck this kid. Let's
I mean, I broke a lot of stuff.
Whoa, that's crazy. I mean, it sounds like you deserved it, but at the same time, that's wild that a bar went through that kind of vengeance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, awesome.
Yeah, like you're like, okay, I'm not gonna fuck with that bar again.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's the most punk I've ever been. Breaking stuff is punk.
Yeah, it feels punk.
That's like like grabbing bottles that are high up from behind the bar and throwing them on the ground.
And were you just
and a bunch
so
of people
drunk?
Are screaming like?
Were you just so drunk that you were doing this? Like, what was your thought process? Do you remember your thought process in the moment? This is just fun. I'm drunk.
Not at all. This is also like 10 years ago. You know.
Got it. So you were blackout.
Yeah. But I remember it, and I was vibing. I feel like I was the coolest man alive.
Did you have friends there with you?
People were cheering for me, yeah.
Oh, so there was some people that were freaked out by it, and some people were like,
of course, people are freaked out. There's a guy throwing bottles.
But some people were also,
yeah.
Yeah.
What's also weird is like when you're a
man.
kid and you're that age and you go out to like a bar or something, you're kind of the youngest person there.
Mm-hmm.
So then these people who are like that would never hang out with you are forced to be in the same space as you.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, that's fucking kid. So I think
it
that's
still
fucking
goes on
sick.
to this day.
And I'm like, yeah. Though we should separate places to go out by age.
But
I feel weird when I go to a place and everybody's young.
yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I think it'd be cool if there were businesses that did that. But I also still want places where I could go hang out with young people or old people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I do. My girlfriend's 23. So then
But
it's
I'm
like
saying
me and
you
my
could
girlfriend
go to
can't
those places, but you knew.
Oh, right. It's meant. Well,
This place is 21 to 25. This place is 25 to 30.
that does exist somewhat. Like if you go,
sometimes it just kind of happens.
right,
But I'm saying designated.
right. It says on their website, this is geared for this.
You can come, but
But
it's
as
for
a
this.
business owner, you don't want to put that on your website because you don't want to limit your customer base.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Like if this podcast studio was for 20 to 30-year-olds,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be good for me. I haven't decided if I'll leave the murder stuff in yet. I'll definitely leave me saying the murder stuff in for sure.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if I'll leave the actual murder stuff in. What do you think? Do you think I should leave it in, or do you think I should cut it out?
I mean, I think it was pretty crazy, but I like it.
It was nuts.
I wasn't against it, but it isn't. It did go pretty far. I don't mind me then going back to me and then me being just like passing on it.
You were fine in it. That's
Yeah.
more about that one was definitely like, did I reveal too much?
Yeah, you're all going here. Here's how I would specifically kill this specific homeless person on these side streets.
But I think most people have gone that far in their heads. Most men. I think most men.
Yeah, sure. But it's about like their closest loved one. It's like, this is how I would kill my wife.
I've never done that about. Well, I'm not married.
Because it's always somebody you know.
I'm not married. See, this is someone I don't know.
When you murder someone, it's the first suspect.
Right. This is someone I don't know, but I still have a motive.
You should do a murder podcast. They're doing those. What's so weird about these murder podcasts? They'll like sell out a theater, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like they're talking about someone who got murdered.
Right.
Isn't that? And then everybody in the theater is like, eh.
The murder podcast. Have you ever heard Serial, the podcast?
Yeah.
Season 1 might be the best podcast I've ever heard. It's so good.
It saved a guy's life.
Or released a murder. We don't know. It either saved a guy's life or there is now a murder that is out of prison.
I like unanswered questions. I like an ending where you're like, is that a metaphor?
The ending of that one, I was like, I don't know if he did it.
Yeah.
Because there was another one about some murder at, I think, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, where they put a murderer in jail. That one, you listen to the podcast and you're like, that guy's for sure needs to be in jail. And it did that. So that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, it goes both ways. All right. Anything you want to plug?
No, I'm just on doing some road dates into like Toronto, and just follow me on Instagram. Who gives a shit?
A lot of, I feel lame saying, do you want to plug anything? But there's probably 500 people that'll hear this.
Yeah, I mean, I have a show in Brooklyn,
1,000.
in New York, that's like happens every month at Union Hall.
I will say there's probably no one from Brooklyn listening.
Okay, Toronto,
but maybe there is. Maybe because you're on it.
Toronto,
Brooklyn, Toronto. Oh yeah, we got some Toronto people.
Toronto. I'm in June 1st, the Comedy Bar.
Oh, that'll be a fun show. Gavin's funny. I'd say, I mean it.
Oh, thanks.
Sometimes I have people on here who I like them, but they're not that funny as a stand-up, or they're funny, but they're not necessarily a funny stand-up.
I think I'm better at stand-up than I am at hanging out.
Yeah, me too. I feel that way about myself.
You feel that way?
For sure.
But I got to say, I was at a diner pretty late last night with some people, and I was being funny. But the only thing that sucks about that is you're being funny that you can't really repeat, be like, hey, you know what I said last night to this guy?
That's the way it goes. It's like certain people you just have funny chemistry with. You got some stand-up dates going on. You probably also, I'd say, follow him on his social media, like Instagram and stuff.
Just at Gavin Matz.
How many followers do you think it takes to be like a touring headliner on Instagram?
Well, I mean, I've toured and headlined.
No, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like you're getting booked at a room comedy rooms to do weekends
100,000.
consistently. 100K, you think you'd have that?
And I'm at like 26.
So if you think you are 100,000 followers on Instagram, you could like do all the Zanies, all the House of Comedies in the USA.
Yeah. I mean, I've even sold out Zanies Chicago. So it's like,
right. But you know what I mean?
But that's like one place where I'm like, I could sell that out.
But you know what I mean? Like how many followers to where you're like, I could do as many weekends as I want.
80 to 100,000. And you have to be posting consistently, which is depressing.
Got it. Okay.
You think that?
I think it's used to be 80 to 100,000. I think it's even now you need like 200,000.
Yeah.
To be a touring
Well, I've
headliner.
also heard about people who have like 200,000 followers and they do like a show just at some independent 200-seat venue and they sell like 5 tickets.
Oh, totally. Followers isn't everything, but I'm just like, I'm trying to like, I feature a lot on the road.
Well,
and
you
it's
need
great.
a mailing list.
Yeah, mailing list helps.
You need a mailing list, and each time you do a theater with Theo, you post your mailing list after, and then those people follow you. And then when you go back there on your own,
right? Then you have some emails.
If you're not taking advantage of meeting people at his shows, you're kind of wasting it.
I mean, I get some followers from it on Instagram, so I'm not 100% not taking it. I'm sure there's more I could be doing.
Sure,
but yeah, I'm just trying to think of like as a
selling stuff. As much as that hurts your soul,
I don't sell
stuff.
I don't like selling merch on when I open for people because
you could give stickers away for free or something.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like how I could be a headliner, like my role models.
Yeah, I don't really look up to comedians.
None? There's not a single comedian you look up to?
Not anymore.
Not one.
They let you down, dude.
We'll see you guys next time. Check it out. Check us out. And God bless you, and God bless North America.
Bye, everybody. I love you.
You're listening to
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.